Let's do this again.
All right, welcome to Weekend Rants, where we can rant. This is Andrew.
Perfect. I'm so proud of you.
Look, don't condescend to me, okay? Who's the other person here? What's your name?
Oh, right. It's Kevin, I think.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
also a host.
You are from time to time
where we can
when I
rant.
allow. It's really my show, but welcome. We are
I'm
reviewing.
like your sidekick. Your token Asian.
No comment. Welcome. So we are reviewing Justice League War, a DC animated film.
Tell me about this terrible movie. Go ahead.
I thought we agreed not to prejudge this movie. We didn't even get there yet.
I couldn't wait. I'm sorry. My loathe for this movie is
Kevin has some mixed reviews.
Yes.
So the overall plot here is the. Oh my God, we're gonna bring up Batman versus Superman again, but
Let's do it.
It's the beginnings of the Justice League. So showing them coming together. A little rushed, a little bit, but so essentially, it's the heroes coming together to fight back an invasion by Apocalypse. So that's kind of like the core of the film,
right?
And
we get a little bit of an origin from
for Cyborg,
for Cyborg,
but no one else,
and really not a lot of other people,
which I like.
But we do get their beginnings. A lot of it. It seems like they haven't been active in their superheroing for very long.
Right.
They don't even really know each other that much. They have only heard things about each other. Yeah, just a reputation of some of these characters. And just to let you guys know, this is part of the comic book Justice League Origins run of the. This is adapted from that. So you get that adaptation. And full disclosure, neither have I or Andrew have read the actual comic book that this is adapted to. I just want to let people know that we're not going to compare. Experts. We're not going to be able to compare them to the two. Because
we're going to compare it to Zack Snyder's Batman versus Superman,
which we try to do every single time.
Exactly.
Even when it's not even a Batman movie. Exactly. We'll do it with Fault in Our Stars.
Exactly. when we reviewed Revenant, we brought up Batman versus Superman. So I thought let's just start it. I know you have some grievances.
No, but, let's talk about basically let's get in the good things and we'll get in the bad things first. So you liked it a lot more than I did, so I don't really have a lot to say in that regard. So I'm gonna let you take the reins. Okay. Let me know about these good things, man.
Okay. Well, I did like the animation. I honestly thought the story was a good. It was really blunt, simple. The main villain of the DC, well, in my opinion, like one of the biggest main villains of the DC universe he's the force to bring them together, which I thought I liked that they didn't overcomplicate it. It was really simplistic, but I liked it. I really liked that there was no origins outside of Cyborg, which is good because I don't know anything about him. But I thought the voice acting was pretty good, not as good as some other DC animated films, but I thought it was pretty decent. I never got pulled out of the story. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was, what do you think was good? Do you agree with any of that, at least? The plot?
I will give you that the story is something we actually have seen before. I think there was also a two-part story to the Justice League's fighting Darkseid in the animated series, the Justice League animated series, which was done really well.
I'll keep calling him Apocalypse. Yeah, Darkseid.
Did you call him Apocalypse?
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
No, he's from Apocalypse, so that's where the confusion comes from. Right. So basically,
it's not the X-Men character doing a crossover, just in case people are like, "What?" Okay, sorry. Darkseid. Yeah. Darkseid is the one that brings them together, right? Yeah,
Darkseid is basically the Thanos of this universe.
Yeah, exactly.
And he invades with his parademons, which are his little minions he has, which apparently could talk. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
No,
parademons
can
talk? They can fucking talk, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that about this movie, so I don't... See, like I said, we don't know if that we can compare that to the comic because we didn't read it. But that was a surprise to me. I also didn't know that they could breathe fire out of their mouths. Did you know that?
No, I don't know anything about these characters.
Maybe I'm just forgetting, but that also kind of like
was interesting.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. I like the animation, like you said. I like the art style; it was very well done. The action scenes were also very well done. But then again, DC animated movies have been known for their top-notch action sequences and their quality action scenes in general. They're very well choreographed, drawing-wise. It's really good. I like the look of the characters. Yeah, it draws a little bit from the New 52, where their costumes are slight variations of what their original costumes were. So I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That is about it.
What about even though I said the plot's kind of simplistic?
Okay.
We won't go into it because it'll be spoilers. But essentially, it starts off kind of not slow, but simple, where they're kind of doing an investigation because there's been kidnappings. There's been odd sightings of people dressed in like cloaks, almost like it looks like it was Batman.
Right. And one point there's a news. There's I guess a news thing about how it could be the vigilante Batman.
Right, exactly.
And that's how you know, gauging from this, that not a lot of people know who Batman is yet. So It's sort of new. These characters are new to superheroing altogether. You also get that with Green Lantern, and which we will definitely fucking talk about that. Wonder Woman just arrived, basically.
Right.
Superman has been... I guess he's been superheroing for a little bit too, because a lot of people know about him.
Yeah, they know.
And who wouldn't know about a giant godlike alien from the sky? And that's about it.
Flash, but he didn't have too big of a role.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Flash was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
In this movie, like he is in a lot of.
He was tolerable compared to everyone else.
Oh my god,
Cyborg.
He was the most accurate to what I remember Flash being.
I agree. What about Cyborg? Since he had a little bit more of a focus. This is orange. Yeah, origins. Oranges sometimes too. Yeah, Vitamin C. He did eat an orange in his movie.
That was the main plot point.
Fuck you, Kevin.
That orange gave him all the energy he needed.
Right.
No, like there's instead of Martian Manhunter is what we usually get with the origins of the Justice League, and this is actually an Justice League Origins movie. They're coming together, and we get the replacement of Martian Manhunter with Cyborg, and they show his origin as well because we know everybody else's except for Cyborg, which is like basically an introduction to him to everybody else.
Right.
And I didn't hate it. I just
vocal.
didn't like the fact of how he got his powers.
Isn't it something like that in the comics?
I think
His
so.
His father experiments.
Yes, there's that, obviously, but with this movie, it's kind of...
They connected it with the dark side plot.
They did that, yes, they did that. It's just the whole issue with his dad and why it came about and how he, quote-unquote, accidentally got his powers was really dumb.
Okay.
And we'll dive into that a lot more in spoilers, guys. I just want to let you guys know that I have a lot of
gripes for this movie.
That's where I was going with that. A lot of gripes with a lot of story elements in this movie. Right. And I don't want to spoil it for you guys who are interested in watching this movie, regardless of what my warnings are or what Andrew has to say about it. But we will definitely get into that in spoilers. So stay tuned if you want to know more about this and why you shouldn't be as excited as Andrew is.
Okay, well, we won't go too much more into it because you really can't. The story's pretty... simple. Everyone gets kind of like a moment to shine. I thought it was, in my opinion, it was pretty good. I will give it.
No,
are we ready for reviews?
Not yet, not quite yet.
We're not there. What more do you want to say?
I mean, I just want to say that you guys are going to get like a kind of, and there's no other word. There's no other way to really put it. But you guys are going to get a stupider version of these characters that you used to love.
It's simple. That's what I'm saying. It's really simple.
Well, I think they're just dumb. Okay. Like the things that they do and the way that they approach situations. Right. I think is really they act out of character in a lot of ways. They're presented as brash, irrational, whereas these characters are exceptionally smart people, especially Batman. I would say that Flash and Shazam were the most tolerable ones. I think Shazam gets a pass because he's a kid. Yeah, but he's a kid. So I guess that's a little more understandable why he would have these one-liners. Speaking of one-liners, the dialogue is
not good. I agree with you there. It wasn't.
Like
I agree.
There's a little bit of pop cultural references in this movie that I'm sure won't ever be outdated. Like, it's the bomb.
Right.
Like that. No, everybody says that still.
I do, but
there's,
okay.
And just to summarize, there's a lot of style, but there's not a lot of substance.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. Actually, I agree. I figured I think I was a little bit more forgiving than you, because this is supposed to be them meeting for the first time. They're not going to be very coordinated together because they all are so used to being solo that, of course, they're going to kind of like step on each other's toes. But I do agree that a lot of them were pretty out of character. I can agree with that, and the dialogue was crap.
The dialogue was like the worst part.
Right.
I think if there was a little bit of a shift in the writing,
yeah,
then we would have gotten a way better movie.
Right.
All in all, I didn't really hate the movie, but there are way better DC animated movies to choose from. Mm-hmm. We just watched one. We just reviewed one. Please listen to the Flashpoint Paradox review that we just did. We had a lot of good things to say about it, but all in all, like, that was a top-notch movie. It's probably a last resort type movie. Like, if you've seen everything else in the DC animated universe, and you need something to get that fix in before the Killing Joke is coming.
Right. Oh yes.
Yes, the Killing Joke. So if you need a fix for the Killing Joke, or just to kind of like,
if you're not familiar with this universe, I think it's decent. I gotta be honest, because
okay.
I don't know like the Justice League lore as well as you do. So yeah. I need little stuff like this, even if it's not great.
Right. I guess so. I mean, I would say watch this movie.
Yes.
If you're literally done watching most movies in the entire world, like including movies in different languages that you don't even speak, I think that is the only right time to ever watch this movie. I give it 10 out of 1 million. It's not the worst movie, but it's not nearly as, like I said, not as good as the other DC lineup movies. This is Batman v Superman animated counterpart in a lot of ways.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Watch Justice League Frontier if you're looking for a good JL origin story. Watch Justice League animated movie and the Unlimited movies. Shows. That's also really good. And then that's all I have to say about this one, man. I give it 10 out of a million. Where are you at? Give me your summary. You were supposed to sell me on this movie, by the way.
I think you've actually convinced me a little bit that maybe this wasn't so good. But I mean, I thought it was decent. Let me put it that. Yeah, compared to the other animated DC movies, yeah, you're right. This doesn't hold like a candle to it at all. It's not even close. It's not even the same league. No, it's not a pun, so you don't have to continue. Yes.
I almost said it too.
I know.
It's not
a Justice League.
Yo, this movie doesn't do justice to the Justice League. There you go.
All right. Fair enough.
I did the corny ass pun for you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I will give it 6.9 dark side laser rays that follow you out of 10.
They're called Omega Beams, damn it.
See, I don't know anything about this. I need this movie. I need this damn movie.
So would you say you would recommend it? Would you have somebody watch this or no?
Only if they're a DC fan. Yeah, I would. Now, like a lot of the movies,
I would say even if you're a DC fan,
you'll probably find it sketchy. Yeah, I agree. But I'm just saying that usually we'll praise a movie saying even if you're not a fan, you'll probably like it.
Right.
You won't like this if you're not a fan.
If this is a general audience who, like Andrew, doesn't really know that much about the DC universe, then I don't think it's gonna hurt you in any way to watch this movie.
It's like if you know this universe, you're gonna not like it.
Right. If you know the universe and you know these characters, and these are, in my opinion, very different and beloved and unique characters, I don't think this movie really portrays that as well as the other animated movie has. Okay. So that's my main gripe in it. I don't hate it. I just don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah. And the only reason I watched it again last night is to do this review, and I was like really trying to avoid it. But I was like, I don't remember it. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but when I watched it, I was like, yeah, this sucks. Just like I remember.
Just like you remember it. Okay, fair enough. By the way, before we sign off on the non-spoiler section, there is an after-credit end scene, so stick around. I didn't do that, so watch it, try it out, but have an open mind.
Yeah, this is, I guess it pioneers the animated movies in that way, where it throws in an after-credit scene, so that was nice. It's
Thank
garbage.
You for complimenting. Why'd you have to ruin it?
I'd also made fun of that part, too. The after-credit scene is so dumb. All right, anyways, we're signing off, guys. This has been We Can Rant, where we can rant. I've been Kevin.
And I have been Andrew.
Thanks for tuning in again. Stay tuned for spoiler reviews, where I talk a lot of shit about this movie.
Or he really says he loves it.
Yes, of course. All right, see you guys. Bye.